There is a powerful truth that many people overlook in their pursuit of success: the quiet strength of focusing inward and mastering the art of silence. In a world where everyone speaks, few truly listen, and even fewer have the patience to grow in silence. Today, I want to share with you 15 key principles that can transform your life if you learn to focus on yourself and remain silent while you work toward your vision. To truly focus on yourself and stay silent, you must first develop self-awareness. This means looking within and understanding your deepest desires, your hidden fears, and the obstacles that keep you from moving forward. When you begin to know yourself, you realize that your energy is valuable and must be guarded. Every moment you spend distracted by others' opinions or drawn into unnecessary conversations is a moment stolen from your own growth. Silence becomes a tool to protect that energy and use it to fuel your own ambitions, rather than scattering it on things that don't matter. Keeping your goals private is another form of strength. Not everyone will understand your vision, and many will doubt or criticize what they cannot see for themselves. By remaining silent about your plans, you protect them from negative influence and premature judgment. In this quiet space, you can refine your vision, work on your discipline, and make steady progress without outside interference. Over time, this practice builds resilience, allowing you to endure setbacks and challenges without the need for constant validation or applause from others. Silence also teaches patience. It forces you to slow down and listen not just to others, but to the quiet voice of your intuition. In moments of solitude, ideas emerge that would otherwise be drowned out by noise. This is where clarity lies. You start to prioritize what truly matters, letting go of meaningless comparisons and focusing only on the next step in your own journey. Over time, this inner clarity gives you unshakable confidence because your sense of purpose no longer depends on outside approval. As you grow in silence, your actions begin to speak louder than words. Success built quietly often surprises those who were too busy talking to notice your progress. You no longer feel the need to announce every effort or justify your path. Instead, you let results speak on your behalf. This quiet focus naturally draws respect and even curiosity, as others wonder how you manage to stay so composed and purposeful in a world addicted to noise and validation. Ultimately, focusing on yourself and staying silent is not about isolation, but about mastery. It is about guarding your mind from distractions, controlling your emotions, and creating a life guided by discipline rather than impulse. When you stop explaining yourself and start building yourself, the results become undeniable. The most powerful victories are often the ones no one sees coming, and when they do, it is your silent persistence that makes the loudest statement of all. Learning to control your energy begins with realizing how often it is scattered on things that do not serve your growth. Every time you engage in arguments, gossip, or endless attempts to prove yourself to people who may never understand you, you are draining the very fuel needed to reach your goals. Energy is limited, and the way you direct it will determine the quality of your results. By stepping back and staying silent in moments where noise offers no benefit, you reclaim that energy and place it where it belongs, into building yourself and shaping your future. Silence is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of mastery over your emotions. When you resist the urge to react to every comment or defend every decision, you begin to notice how much power you hold within. This restraint allows you to stay focused on what truly matters instead of getting caught in the chaos of others' opinions. The less you explain, the more you conserve your energy, and this conservation creates a reservoir of strength you can draw from during challenges. Redirecting this saved energy toward personal growth transforms everything about your life. Instead of wasting mental space on proving your worth, you can invest it in learning new skills, deepening your self-discipline, and taking consistent action toward your dreams. Small steps taken with focus and intent build momentum that others may not see at first, but will eventually notice when results begin to appear. This quiet dedication becomes the foundation for lasting success. As you continue to practice silence, you begin to recognize how much noise surrounds daily life conversations filled with comparison, judgment, and distraction. By intentionally removing yourself from this noise, your mind becomes clearer and your decisions become sharper. You gain the ability to prioritize what truly matters, cutting away habits and influences that drain you. In this clarity, progress feels smoother because your energy is no longer being divided between unnecessary battles and meaningful pursuits. In the end, controlling your energy through silence gives you an advantage that few possess. It allows you to move forward without broadcasting your every step, surprising those who doubted you when your results speak louder than words. This quiet focus turns into confidence, not because others approve, but because you know where your energy is going and why. Over time, this discipline will not only lead to success, but also bring a deeper peace that no outside noise can disturb. Guarding your goals begins with understanding that not everyone will understand your vision and not everyone needs to. When you openly share your dreams too early, you expose them to opinions and judgments that can easily shake your confidence. Many people view life through the lens of their own limitations, and they may unintentionally project those limitations onto you. Keeping your goals private allows you to protect them from unnecessary negativity and doubt, giving you space to nurture them without interference. When you hold your ambitions close, you create a safe space for growth. Silence is like fertile soil where seeds can take root and develop strong foundations before they face the elements. By not announcing every move, you shield your goals from premature criticism and preserve the energy you need to build them. This quiet approach also frees you from the pressure of external expectations, allowing you to focus solely on the work rather than the image of progress. There is also a psychological strength in moving quietly. When you stop seeking validation for every step you take, you begin to trust yourself more. You rely on your inner drive rather than applause from others, and this shift creates resilience. The less you talk about what you are doing, the more time and energy you have to actually do it. Over time, this discipline compounds, and your consistent efforts lead to visible results that cannot be ignored. Protecting your goals in silence does not mean isolating yourself from support, but it does mean being selective about whom you share with. Surround yourself with people who uplift and understand the value of quiet progress. Share your vision only with those who will encourage rather than question, and even then, only when necessary. This careful boundary prevents your dreams from being diluted or discouraged by voices that do not align with your purpose. Eventually, when your goals begin to bear fruit, you won't need to explain what you were working toward. The results will speak for themselves. The quiet dedication you maintained will surprise those who never saw it coming, and the satisfaction will be even greater because you know the journey was yours alone. By guarding your goals, you give them the space they need to grow strong enough to withstand anything, including the noise of the world. Developing self-discipline begins with recognizing that silence is not passive. It is an active choice to master yourself. It requires strength to remain calm when provoked, to stay focused when distractions surround you, and to keep building when no one is watching. This kind of discipline is not achieved overnight. It is cultivated through repeated decisions to pause, to reflect, and to direct your energy toward what matters most rather than wasting it on meaningless reactions. Training your mind to resist unnecessary arguments is one of the greatest acts of self-control you can practice. Most conflicts are fueled by ego and emotion rather than logic or purpose. When you discipline yourself to remain silent in the face of provocation, you create room to respond with clarity rather than impulse. Over time, this habit allows you to rise above situations that once drained you, leaving you free to continue your path without unnecessary detours. Emotional reactions are often the greatest thief of progress. When you allow anger, frustration, or insecurity to dictate your actions, you give control of your life to external forces. Discipline teaches you to take that control back. It allows you to feel emotions without being ruled by them, transforming even the most difficult moments into opportunities to practice strength and patience. This shift in control builds character and resilience that carries you through life's challenges. Channeling this controlled energy into personal growth is where transformation happens. Instead of expending energy on defending your pride or proving a point, you redirect it into learning, building skills, and refining your vision. Every moment of silence becomes a moment invested in yourself. Over time, these investments add up, creating results so powerful that no argument or emotional outburst could ever achieve the same impact. Ultimately, self-discipline allows you to move steadily toward your goals regardless of the noise around you. It is the quiet determination that keeps you consistent even when motivation fades. It transforms silence from something empty into something full of purpose, and it ensures that your energy is always working for you, never against you. With discipline, silence becomes not a void, but a powerful force that fuels every step of your journey. Valuing your time begins with realizing how precious it truly is. Every second you spend comparing yourself to others, discussing their lives, or arguing about things that hold no weight is a second stolen from your own future. Time, unlike money, cannot be earned back once it is gone. When you understand this, you begin to see how vital it is to protect your hours and direct them toward things that help you grow. This awareness alone can transform how you live each day. When you focus on yourself instead of others, you create space to invest in learning and self-improvement. The energy once wasted on distractions becomes fuel for building skills, pursuing goals, and creating opportunities that will serve you for years to come. This shift is not about ignoring people or isolating yourself. It is about prioritizing your growth so you can ultimately give more value to the world. By valuing your own time, you begin to shape a future where your actions align with your purpose rather than the noise around you. Every moment of your life is either moving you closer to your goals or further away from them. When you spend hours discussing someone else's choices, you rob yourself of the chance to make better choices for your own journey. This is why silence is so powerful. It protects your focus. It keeps you from scattering your attention and allows you to concentrate fully on what will bring you closer to the life you desire. Valuing your time also requires setting boundaries. It means learning to say no to unnecessary conversations, pointless debates, and situations that do not align with your priorities. At first, this may feel uncomfortable, but over time, it builds respect both for yourself and from others. People will come to see that your silence is not indifference, but commitment to something greater than momentary distractions. As you continue to treat your time as sacred, your growth accelerates. Each focused day compounds into weeks and months of progress that others may not notice until the results become impossible to ignore. By refusing to waste time on what does not serve you, you create a life built on purpose rather than reaction. In the end, this respect for your own time will be one of the greatest reasons you succeed where others fall short. Strengthening your mind through solitude begins with embracing the quiet rather than fearing it. Many people avoid being alone with their thoughts because silence forces them to confront truths they often bury under constant noise and distractions. Yet it is in those still moments that real understanding is born. When you step away from the chaos of the world, you gain the space to reflect, process, and hear the inner voice that guides you toward clarity. Solitude does not isolate you, it reconnects you with yourself. In the quiet, your thoughts begin to settle, much like muddy water clearing after it has been left undisturbed. Ideas that once felt distant suddenly rise to the surface. Solutions to problems that seemed unsolvable appear naturally because your mind is no longer crowded by external chatter. This mental clarity cannot be found in constant noise. It emerges only when you choose to be still and allow yourself the gift of silence. Solitude also strengthens emotional resilience. When you learn to be comfortable in your own company, you stop relying on external validation to feel secure. You begin to trust your own judgment and find peace within yourself even during life's storms. This inner calm becomes an anchor, allowing you to stay grounded when others around you are overwhelmed. The strength you build in solitude carries into every area of your life, making you unshakable in moments of chaos. The quiet also allows you to reconnect with your deepest ambitions. Away from distractions, you can reflect on what truly matters and make decisions aligned with your purpose rather than influenced by outside expectations. This alignment gives you direction and a sense of fulfillment that cannot be achieved when you are constantly surrounded by noise. In this way, solitude becomes a tool for both reflection and planning, helping you move forward with intention. Over time, choosing solitude becomes an act of power rather than retreat. It becomes the space where you renew your energy, sharpen your focus, and prepare yourself for the challenges ahead. While the world rushes and shouts, you remain steady, building quietly in ways that others may not understand but will one day see in the results you create. In silence, your mind becomes your greatest ally, and from that stillness, your strongest ideas are born. Mastering your emotions begins with realizing that silence is a sign of strength, not weakness. When faced with conflict or provocation, most people react instantly, allowing anger or frustration to guide their actions. This impulsive response often leads to words or decisions they later regret. Choosing silence in these moments creates space to think clearly and respond with purpose rather than emotion. It shifts control back to you and prevents the chaos of the situation from controlling your next step. A calm and collected mind can endure situations that would break someone ruled by impulse. By learning to manage emotional reactions, you protect yourself from unnecessary stress and maintain focus on what truly matters. Instead of being consumed by anger or disappointment, you gain the ability to observe your feelings, understand them, and decide whether they deserve a response at all. This self-control keeps you aligned with your goals even in the face of challenges. Silence also gives you perspective. When you pause before reacting, you allow yourself to see the situation for what it really is rather than through the haze of emotion. Often, what feels urgent in the moment loses its power once you've taken time to process it. This clarity helps you make decisions rooted in logic and purpose, reducing the chances of regret and increasing the likelihood of growth. Learning to stay silent during emotional storms also builds inner strength over time. Each time you resist the urge to lash out or explain yourself unnecessarily, you reinforce your ability to stay composed. This practice eventually becomes second nature, turning emotional control into one of your greatest advantages. People will notice your steadiness and begin to trust your presence even in difficult situations. Ultimately, mastering your emotions allows you to navigate life with greater peace and purpose. You no longer react to every challenge. Instead, you respond only when it serves your growth. This control transforms silence into power, enabling you to face obstacles with calm determination. Over time, this emotional strength becomes a defining trait that sets you apart from those still ruled by impulsive reactions. Letting your actions speak begins with understanding that real success does not require constant explanation. Many people are eager to talk about what they are going to do, yet few follow through with consistent effort. By staying silent and focusing on results, you allow your achievements to speak for themselves. This not only builds credibility, but also creates a quiet confidence within you, because you know that your progress is real and not just a promise. When you shift your energy from announcing your plans to executing them, you remove unnecessary pressure from yourself. There is no longer a need to prove anything to others. Your focus is solely on building something worthwhile. Over time, this creates momentum that cannot be faked. While others may still be talking, you are already moving forward, step by step, toward your goals. That silent commitment becomes the foundation for lasting success. Actions also carry more weight than words because they cannot be denied. People can doubt your claims or question your intentions, but they cannot ignore results when they appear. When your accomplishments speak for you, they create respect that no amount of talking could ever earn. This quiet progress often surprises others, especially those who underestimated you, because they were too focused on words to notice the steady work being done behind the scenes. Allowing your results to speak also protects you from distraction. When you keep your focus on building rather than explaining, you are less likely to be influenced by opinions or discouraged by doubts. You learn to measure your success not by what others think, but by the progress you see in your own actions. This inner focus strengthens your resolve and allows you to keep moving even when recognition feels distant. Eventually, the silence you maintained becomes your greatest statement. The work you put in, the sacrifices you made, and the growth you achieved will all be evident without you saying a word. By letting your actions speak, you build a legacy that cannot be silenced because it is rooted in proof rather than promises. This quiet form of success not only earns respect, but inspires others to follow your example. Surrounding yourself with growth begins when you recognize how much the people around you influence your mindset and direction. Every conversation, every attitude, and every energy you allow into your space either fuels your progress or drains it. By focusing inward, you naturally become more selective about who you keep close. This shift is not about judging others, but about protecting your own focus and ensuring that the company you keep aligns with the person you are becoming rather than the person you are trying to leave behind. Choosing people who inspire you changes the way you think and act. Their habits, discipline, and ambition naturally push you to elevate your own standards. When you witness others striving for more, it reminds you of what is possible and challenges you to aim higher. Positive influences can ignite ideas, encourage perseverance, and provide a sense of accountability without needing to say much at all. Being in an environment of growth creates a quiet motivation that words cannot replicate. At the same time, silently distancing yourself from negativity is essential for maintaining clarity. People who constantly complain, criticize, or doubt will inevitably plant seeds of limitation in your mind. Rather than confronting them with arguments, you simply step back and let your actions create the separation. This quiet withdrawal is powerful because it avoids unnecessary conflict while preserving your own energy for more meaningful pursuits. The more you focus on growth, the more you begin to attract others on the same path. Like-minded individuals naturally find each other, and this creates a circle where support and ambition feed off one another. These relationships are built on shared values rather than convenience, and they become invaluable when challenges arise. A strong environment can lift you when your energy is low and celebrate your victories without envy. Ultimately, surrounding yourself with growth transforms the way you see the world and your place in it. It teaches you that silence is not isolation, but a filter one that allows only what serves your purpose to enter your life. With every person you allow close, you are either building momentum toward your goals or holding yourself back. Choosing growth ensures that every connection you nurture moves you closer to the life you are quietly creating. Building resilience begins with understanding that silence is a teacher of patience. When you choose not to react immediately to challenges, you allow yourself the space to endure without breaking. In that quiet endurance, strength is slowly built. Life will always present moments of difficulty, but those who learn to sit in the discomfort and observe it rather than fight it impulsively are the ones who grow stronger with each experience. Resilience is not developed in comfort. It is forged in the quiet moments when you question if you can keep going but choose to continue anyway. Every obstacle becomes an opportunity to practice staying calm and centered. Rather than being overwhelmed by setbacks, you begin to see them as temporary seasons that will pass. This mindset allows you to recover faster and move forward with wisdom rather than bitterness. The power of patience cannot be underestimated in this process. Silence gives you time to reflect, adjust, and prepare rather than wasting energy on frustration or blame. It teaches you to respond with intention rather than emotion, and this habit of calm persistence is what creates a foundation for lasting strength. Over time, the ability to endure challenges without losing focus becomes one of your greatest advantages. As your resilience grows, you begin to notice how much quieter your inner battles become. What once would have shaken you no longer has the same power. You no longer seek validation or pity from others because you have learned to trust your own ability to endure and overcome. This self-reliance builds confidence, allowing you to approach future challenges with a steady heart and clear mind. Ultimately, resilience built in silence shapes you into someone who cannot be easily broken. While others may collapse under pressure, you remain steady, not because life is easier for you, but because you have trained yourself to withstand it. Each quiet victory adds to your strength until challenges no longer intimidate you, they motivate you to rise even higher. Prioritizing learning over talking begins with realizing how much wisdom is missed when you feel the need to constantly speak. Silence creates space to truly listen not just to the words people say, but to the meaning behind them. It allows you to observe, to understand perspectives you might have overlooked, and to absorb lessons that endless talking would drown out. In every conversation and experience, there is something to be learned, but only if you are willing to listen more than you speak. When you choose to listen, you gain insights that others overlook because they are too busy trying to be heard. People reveal their intentions, their strengths, and their weaknesses when given room to speak freely. By staying quiet, you not only gather valuable information, but also learn to read situations with clarity. This ability to understand before acting often becomes the difference between success and failure, especially in moments that require careful judgment. Listening also connects you to your own intuition. Silence gives you time to hear your inner voice, the one that often gets drowned out by constant noise and outside opinions. This inner guidance helps you make decisions that align with your values and long-term vision rather than reacting impulsively to short-term emotions. The more you practice listening inwardly, the stronger and more reliable this inner compass becomes. Life itself offers constant lessons, but most people miss them because they are too distracted by their own need to respond or prove themselves. By remaining silent, you create the awareness needed to recognize these lessons in everyday moments, in challenges, in conversations, and even in failures. This awareness turns ordinary experiences into opportunities for growth and wisdom. Over time, prioritizing learning over talking shapes you into someone others respect and trust. Your words carry more weight because they are rooted in observation and understanding rather than impulse. You speak less, but when you do, it matters more. In this way, silence becomes a tool for wisdom, and wisdom becomes a quiet power that sets you apart from those who are still lost in the noise.